What's up? What's up? What's up? I'm gonna do like my co-host Buffalo Will says, "Wepa." How you doing, everybody? I'm your host, cousin Vinny. I'm Viva Los Bills, joined by my friend and co-host for the night, Bobby Blackjack. Unfortunately, Buffalo Will couldn't make it here tonight, but he's probably gonna chime in tonight. He has to pay the bills. Stuck at work. I've done that a couple times, but the show must go on, and he'll chime in later on and. Just want to introduce my co-host for tonight, Bobby Blackjack. What's going on, buddy?
What's up, cousin Vinny? How are you?
I'm doing great, man. Doing great. How about you, brother?
I'm not too bad. At least we don't have to hear Will sing. So that's at least we avoided Will doing his little first song of the night. So now I'm
That's
just
right.
just kidding.
That's right. Hey, real quick, any plugs real quick on where we're on? You know, what channels we're on, where they could see us on Viva Los Bills?
Yeah, right now we're on obviously channel 199, Blackjack TV, or as we call it, our 95 Sports Network on Blackjack TV, channel 199 on Zingo. We are on the Blackjack TV official YouTube channel, Blackjack TV's official Twitch channel, which it's new for you guys. And it started that about 2 weeks ago.
Absolutely.
And of course, our Facebook pages, and I'm going to send it out to all the other pages as you go along.
Absolutely. And you can check us out on Facebook, Viva Los Bills. And you can check us out on YouTube, Viva Los Bills also. Subscribe to join us. And if you join us tonight on Viva Los Bills on this episode, you can chime in. If you have any questions about the upcoming draft, about any NFL news, me and Bobby will gladly try to address it. And also, just want to remind you guys, this is a show from the fans for the fans. I am by no means a professional. I just love the Buffalo Bills. So does Buffalo Will. Bobby's the professional, so he's over here to guide me tonight and make sure I do everything right. But like I said, it's for the fans, from the fans, and we're just gonna have a good time tonight.
There's our first comment. Is that one of your guys?
Oh, this is a dude from Breaking Tables, man. I watch him. He's pretty awesome. Brian M. Van Slyke. He does a show called Breaking Tables. Quick shout out to him. I watch it all the time. He got former NFL Buffalo Bills players on, and just a cool dude, man. Excuse me. Just does a great show, man. And I chime in. I'm glad you chimed in, Brian. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to do so.
Hey, Brian, how are you? Awesome.
Yeah, Viva Los Bills. That's right. Hey, real quick. So a couple weeks ago, we started a new addition to the show, which is me and Buffalo Will. Unfortunately, he's not here, like I said, but we get a beer of choice every week, and we have a grading system from 1 to 5. 5 being the best tasting, best quality, whatever. So we're gonna do IPAs. We're gonna do drafts. We're gonna do pilsners, whatever comes, wheat ales. So tonight I got one. A neighbor of mine gave me, since he sees the show sometimes. I'm not a killer drinker in terms I get blasted. I like to have me a beer every now and again, especially on Bills games. So he knew about the show and what we're doing. So he brought me this beer. It's a wheat beer. It's a mango wheat ale, and it's from Goldenrod Brewing in Los Angeles, California. So I'm gonna do yeah, it's different. Absolutely, it's different. I always try something once. If I like it, I'll keep using it. If I don't, so we're gonna be brutally honest. We like David. What's his name from Barstool Pizza? 2 sips and we'll give it a shot and see what I'm gonna grade it right here. Last week I had a Labatt, a Canadian beer. It was pretty good. Let me see. It smells good.
See, I'm not a beer. I was never a big beer drinker. Maybe the occasional, obviously Corona, Blue Moon with the orange. It's got to be a little fruity.
Yeah.
Kind of those tart beers that taste horrible. I don't know. It just doesn't. I think my favorite beer of all time is probably a cherry wheat.
That's a good one. If you like the Blue Moon with the little orange things on the bottom, whatever, this would be right up your alley, Bobby. This is a real fruity. Actually, tastes like mango. It's pretty good, man.
Like I never understood it. You ever see those commercials? Especially back in the day when we grew up, where he's working in the lumber yard all day, sweating, and he goes home and I'm thirsty. I'm gonna crack a beer open. I'm like, hell no, give me a Gatorade or something. I mean, beer's not quenching my thirst.
Hey, listen, I'm not gonna lie. You know, if I'm working in the yard and I work up a really good sweat and I'm really hot, I enjoy me a nice cold beer.
All right.
That's when I really enjoy it. Um, so I can kind of feel that. You know what I mean? Coming home and get your beer, relax. Um, yeah, man. Hey, real quick, Brian. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. I would love to do a show with you, man. You crazy. I love the way you project the show. You're a crazy fan. I love it. I love your show. So absolutely, we'll get together, man. I'll reach out to you. You're more than welcome to join us, man, and do a dual show, man, for sure, man. Because hey, we just want Bill's Mafia family, bro. So you know, if we can lift you up and you can lift us up, that'll be cool, man. So Brian, looking forward to it. I'll reach out to you. But getting back to this beer, Bobby, from a 1 to 5, like I said, it's got that Blue Moon vibe.
All right.
So not what's the other? Not Blue Moon. It's the other one that's orange. What's the other one? It's like that. Ah, anyway,
The big German name?
it's sort of it's Blue Moon, but it's like in an orange bottle. Blue Moon is the one in the blue.
Okay.
But anyway, this I'm gonna give it a 4, man. It's pretty actually enjoyable. It's not, you know,
All right.
like you were talking about. You like the Coronas and stuff like that, and the Heinekens. To me, when I was growing up, between the ages of 21, 30, it's that age. I liked it. Shock Top. There you go. That's the one. Hey, thanks, Brian. See, he already helping out. Shock Top. It's similar to Shock Top. This one right here, this mango ale. So I'm gonna give it a 4, man. It's got a nice fruity flavor. It's not too overwhelming. I like it. I'll give it a solid 4. It's 4% alcohol, and they're out of again. Quick shout out to them. It's Goldenrod Brewing out of Los Angeles, California. Cheers. Next year we'll have another beer to. There it is. See if y'all can see it.
I'll tell you what, when we do our in 2 weeks our big NFL draft extravaganza on Blackjack TV on 95 Sports Network, I'll have a beer with me. So
absolutely, and shout out to my boy Chase. He's the one that gave us my neighbors, my buddy. He had told me, he said, "Man, they're pretty good," and I'm starting to get used to the flavored beers. You know what I'm saying? Like the Shock Top, I like the. There you go. Look at that, Brian. That's right, Brian. He says he's a professional drunk. But I don't get tore up, but I like it. I like me a good beer. You know what I'm saying? But this one is enjoyable. Thanks, Chase, again, man. Shout out to you and the Palm Coast, the police department here in Florida. Anyway, thanks a lot. Next week we're gonna have another one. I'll probably an IPA. I'm gonna try an IPA next week. But there you go. 4.
hey,
I'm rated a 4. Goldenrod Brewing.
I'll tell you guys, and Will hear it later if you listen to the show later when he gets or when he joins us. Doing this, you never know by doing this, and you guys have a very good following to begin with, very intimate, good following for the show. It's one of the best shows we have, ratings wise on Blackjack TV on 95 Sports Network. But you never know, you might find a brewer who might even sponsor the show. And you know what?
Yeah.
If you get a case of beer out of it, hey, it's better than buying a case of beer.
Absolutely, man. That's for sure, man. But hey, we're doing it for fun. That way, when game day comes and you're going out shopping and you see a case of beer and you say that, hey, man, I seen cousin Vinny talking about that Golden Road mango drink. Let me give it a shot, and then at least you get an opinion, a beforehand opinion on what you might expect. But it's all good. Like I said, this is a new segment we started a couple weeks ago. We're going to do PAs. We're going to do everything beer related. 3 tastes, and we're going to rate it 1 to 5. So appreciate y'all. If you guys want to give me some suggestions on what beers to try, I'm more than happy to do it. And I got about 5 different beers for the next 5 weeks that we're going to be rating. So shout outs again, Golden Road Brewing, Mango Cart, 4% alcohol. I gave it a 4.
There you go.
All right, so let's get. Go ahead.
Did you know you're in Florida? I wore my Miami Marlins hat. Who did
I see it.
Braves this week?
I see it. But you know what? This is an MLB, so I'm gonna cut you loose on that. I know you like. I know who else you like. You like the Rays, and who else? No, you like the Marlins.
I'm a Yankees fan and a Marlins fan in baseball.
Yeah, but the Yankees. Yeah. We're I'm a Yankees fan too. I think we're last place right now, 5-7. But hey, season just started. I think it's looking promising. We'll see. We'll see what happens, man. But if we
Uh,
didn't start off too well, for
all
sure.
right, let's start off our football part of the show, which is a football show, obviously. I got a question. I haven't been
Yeah,
out with you guys in a while. There you go, Fort Lauderdale. It's not far.
nice. We up here in I'm up here in Daytona Beach area, Brian. So we might definitely hook up because you close for sure. What were you gonna
So,
ask, Bobby?
so I haven't been on the show with you guys in a while. So after all of the free agent moves that the league itself did, and there's been some teams like your competitors up in New England who did a lot of stuff. You have the Jets who obviously look like they're taking a quarterback now. How do you feel about the Buffalo Bills move so far?
I'm really pleased with the Buffalo Bills. Brandon Bean did an excellent job getting our core players back. We pretty much got our starting offensive line back, linebacker core. Our safeties are locked in. I think the needs that we need to do as a Buffalo Bills team for this year coming up. I think we need a good young edge rusher. And I think we need a good cornerback to complement Trey White on the other side. We're pretty stacked. On paper, we look pretty stacked. We're pretty much the same team as last year. We did a couple upgrades in free agency with a couple of wide receiver additions. So I'm happy. But what I'm a little worried about is there have been a couple signings, and they're only been for like 1 year, and we still haven't extended Josh Allen, which is that should be a priority. But he loves. I saw an interview with Josh, and he said he loves Buffalo. He wants to be here long term.
No, he's not going anywhere.
I know he's not going anywhere. He has faith in Brandon Bean, which, by the way, has done a phenomenal job over here in Buffalo with all his the way he's just getting this money, and just he's just a wizard, man. He's really excellent. And I'm excited about what's going to be about this year. I mean, we lost the AFC Championship, but these guys are hungry, and with the addition, like I said, with the wide receiver and Matt Breida from Miami came over too, signed on also. I mean, we have a lot of depth at running back with Moss and Singletary. We got it's just an upgrade. But what I'm worried about, to be honest with you, is this AFC East is not going to be a pushover in the next couple of years. As you know, Miami's are doing a couple moves in terms of their draft picks that they have a whole bunch of draft picks they're getting. The Jets, they moved on from their quarterback, which went to Carolinas, and now they're probably I think they're overall number 2. So next week we're going to talk about me and Buffalo Will, if you want to chime in, and I'm probably going to get Brian on to get his opinion on see who the Jets get a number 2 pick, Jaguars, and we're going to go the top 32, all 32 teams picks. The Jets also, like I said, they got a lot of stuff going on too, and it's scary. The New England Patriots went crazy. There's a lot of crazy moves going on. The Rams and that other over there, they got two. Not the Rams. What am I talking about? Oh my goodness! With the now you confused me real quick. Not the Rams. They got the. Oh, I got a fluster. We'll get to it anyway. I got it in the news, but yeah, but in terms of the AFC East, New England made big moves. Miami have a whole crap load of picks. The Jets got money. I'm still happy with what we did, but the only thing that worries me again is a lot of these signings is for 1 year. So it's almost like it's like a now and never kind of deal. You know what I mean?
Real quick, hey Will, if you're listening and you want to call in, we could use the Bluetooth situation I have set up. So send me a message. I'll send you the number to call me, and we'll go that way. Oh, by the way, just so you know, what time are you driving tomorrow morning? By the way, Vin, by 11 o'clock.
I'm leaving at midnight.
You'll be driving somewhere?
At midnight. Yeah, I'll be leaving at midnight.
About 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. Are you be around?
Yeah. I'll be on the road, man. Just give me a holler. What's up?
I know. Just turn on the Blackjack TV because I'm going to be doing a show potentially with two of your high school friends, Frank Delaglio and maybe Jason Metnick.
Sweet. Yeah, man. Wow. I haven't heard them names since the late 80s.
Yeah, so I just
for sure
get back to what you were saying. I'd be worried about New England if they somehow get their hands on one of those top 5 or 4 or 5 quarterbacks in the draft. There's talk about them moving up. There's talks about quarterbacks falling back. That's why I think it's going to be such an exciting NFL first round. Because aside from obviously Big Bird there, Trevor Lawrence going first, it's pretty wide open. You would think the Jets are locked in at whatever his name, Wilson
Number
from
2.
BYU, but who knows? I mean,
I don't know. I think they're going to go with Wilson, man, in my opinion. But I mean, that's another topic for next week's show. It's a toss-up.
I think it's a mistake myself. I think it's just kept with Darnold. He's proven he could win a little bit in this league with the nothing he had. You put those weapons with him, and that should translate into a winning quarterback, right? There's no guarantees Zach Wilson's going to be anything. What? He had one good year, for God's sakes.
Yeah. I mean, and Trevor. I mean, watching film in these NFL workouts too. I mean, Trevor Lawrence does have a gun, but look what happened to Ohio State in that game. I mean, it's like you never know what you get, and the NFL is a totally different beast than the college. You know that. And by the way, we were talking about the guys from high school. If I'm just gonna put this out there, me and Bobby used to play basketball in high school, way back in the '80s. So he put me on. He knew I was a Buffalo Bills fan. I appreciated Bobby giving us the opportunity to do a little show here, and because he knew I loved the Buffalo Bills, and he hooked up Buffalo Will with me, and we've been doing it ever since. It's going on over a year now, almost a year and a half. So it's been a good ride. I just want to say I appreciate the opportunity, and it's been fun, man. I mean, we're not the best, but we just love the Buffalo Bills. We're just trying to give.
Get back to business. You guys are both Boricuas. You guys should have at least an empanada sponsor or something, right?
Oh yeah, hey. Okay. I'm gonna show one real quick. I'm gonna get you mad, but I got an empanada right here. That's a snack right here.
Enjoy yourself.
And for those that know, Bobby's on the keto diet. So before the show, we're talking. He was like, "What'd you eat?" I said, "Man, I had I made some empanadas," and he said, "Man, I'm on a keto diet." I was like, damn. So I kind of broke his chill. But hey, Bobby, I'm gonna try to find something for you that's keto.
I go out and make burgers and steaks all the time. It's like, it's good. It's good for what I'm doing, so I can't complain.
Yeah.
There's partner's first comment. Yeah, Will. I'm not. I don't know if he's gonna be a bust, Lawrence, but you know what? I read something a few weeks ago that said he could be the top prospect in the last 30 years, and that includes Peyton Manning. Are you effing kidding me?
Yeah.
You know what? Good. Give this kid all the pressure so he chokes even more. I'm not a fan of his to begin with, and I want to see. There's no guarantees in this league. That's why I'm going to really root hard for Sam Darnold in Carolina to succeed because he got the wrong end of the deal here in New York, New Jersey, and he should still be there in the Jets. That's my opinion, but too late.
That's what I was going to ask you. Do you really think it was kind of premature for them to get rid of him? I mean, the dude's still 23 years old. His weapons, half of them were hurt. So you think they should have rebuilt around him, or you think it was a good decision for them to?
See, from a strictly football standpoint, absolutely. All right. You step back, you get a bunch of draft capital, you get the lineman, you get a receiver, you get a running back, end of the first round, second round, and you got some weapons around him and protection. But unfortunately, the NFL is in this era now with the way the collective bargaining agreement is set up and whatnot, so that with the rookie wage scale the way it is that you're going to keep having these teams that are trying to go for lightning in a bottle with a rookie quarterback and a lower pay scale and load up the talent around him then, and then when it comes time to pay him, like the Rams this year, you're screwed, and you have to end up trading the guy to for somebody else. So he should have. I mean, in my opinion, the Jets should have kept Darnold, built around him, and do the same thing. And what's going to happen now to the Jets? All right,
they got to. I mean, listen, they're coming out of college, going to NFL. The speed is a lot different. Look with the exception of Tua, which in the beginning of the season last year he was doing pretty well, up to the point that he said he didn't think it was going to be this hard. Me and Buffalo Will talked about it. It's like, first of all, you can't talk crap like that coming from college to the NFL and say they asked him if it was what he expected, and he said, "Oh, it's pretty much not that bad." So now you're putting a target on your back, and from that point on, I don't think he did well as he should have. So just come over here, shut your mouth, put in work, and see what you could do. It's definitely a different speed. It's definitely a different game. So Big Bird, I don't know. I mean, he has a great arm. I saw him in the pro workouts running to his left, planting and throwing a almost 55, 60-yard pass, which is hard to do. But Fields the same way. Justin Fields got a great arm. There's a lot of good quarterbacks coming in, but it's a totally different deal.
Brian, yes, a short SM7B running through a road, a Roadcaster Pro. I'm a tech geek. I run the whole network, so yeah, I'm pretty between this and the camera stuff. I have a million different gadgets. That's my little thing, I guess. And I don't know if Vinny, I don't know if you can access it. Will just texted us saying that there's a bunch of comments on the Viva Los Bills page. I don't know if you can get to them or not.
Okay. I'll try to get to it. I got a million different things. Usually Buffalo Will is the one that takes all the technical stuff, and I kind of follow him. So I'm doing my best here.
Well, where is it? Your Facebook page?
Yeah, just go to Viva Los Bills, and it should be on there.
All right, look. All right,
you talking to Will or you talking to me? Okay. But the AFC is not going to be anything. I mean, we're reigning champions. We swept all the teams. That was 2020. This year coming up, I think it's going to be a little bit more competitive. I think, New England Patriots, they went all out. So I think the Buffalo Bills might. But there's still a lot of moves to be made in terms of the draft. There's talk about the Buffalo Bills trading down to the 37th spot. This is all rumors and hearsay, of course, because this draft class for this year is going to be totally unpredictable. I don't know what the heck's going to happen in terms of the Buffalo Bills. I know we do need a pass edge rusher, and we need a cornerback. Other than that, everything's up in the air. Me and Buffalo Will going to talk about it. But there's talks, like I said, of moving down to 37 and doing some trade talks with Philly, and see what happens with Zach Ertz. We might need a tight end too. I mean, I know we signed a tight end, but it's so unpredictable, man, that I'd hate to say something and it'd be the total opposite, because Brandon Beane has been known to just surprise everybody. Like, there's some surprise signings that's just been like, what, really?
So you mentioned Zach Ertz, because I know in NJ.com, which I read almost every day, when they don't block your stuff there, because so you have to subscribe. But they mentioned the whole scenario of a Zach Ertz to Buffalo and how it makes sense for both teams. And you know what? I think that's your. Now, if I'm not mistaken, you guys signed the running back, right, in free agency?
Yeah, Matt Breida from the kid from Miami.
All right. Yep. That's okay. I think we have Zach Moss, Singletary, and Breida. Some people, close to me are saying maybe Singletary is going to be traded. I don't know, but it's like I said, everything's so totally unpredictable. I like Singletary myself. A lot of people have been telling me, oh, the running game has been prevalent last year. Well, we were past first team last year. I mean, Josh Allen just increasingly got better, so good and so good. I mean, that's not even a term, but he got increasingly better than the previous years, that it became a pass first offense. I mean, I think one of the first playoff game we played, we passed, I think, 26 times in the first half and ran the ball maybe once. So, I don't think it's fair to say that we don't have a running game with Devin Singletary and Zach Moss.
but we're gonna see what happens. I mean, we got John Feliciano's back. We got our O line is pretty much back, so which is a good thing because now they'll be able to protect Josh and at the same time, see if we get this running game going. But I don't know I mean, it's a great signing with Matt Breida. He's a fast running back. He's shifty. I watched him when he played with Miami. But where does that leave Singletary? Where does that leave Moss?
Well, I think Breida at this point in his career is no more than the third down / gadget player.
You're talking about Singletary?
No, I'm Breida.
Oh, Breida? Yeah. He's still got a lot of speed, though. I mean, he's still shifty. He's kind of similar to Singletary. So Christian Wade over Singletary. You know what? I like Christian Wade. He's a little older now. I think what happened with him is, learning the playbook. There was a little problems with that a couple years ago, but I think I like Christian Wade. I mean, when he played with us in a preseason game, I think the first snap he got, he ran for a 70-yard touchdown, the first touch in his ever touching the ball in the NFL, in his NFL career.
So, Vin, real quick, we got a couple comments on the other side. I noticed more your friend, but I know him as well. Dwayne said, "What's up? Come on, guys," or something. But you know what? As far as now, Dwayne's a fellow Steelers fan. If there's one thing I'm a little pissed about is that the Steelers didn't come get Sam Darnold because we need a quarterback in the future. We all know Ben's done that to this year, and who knows if Ben even lasts a full year this year.
Yeah,
I would have loved Sam Darnold up there. I would have loved Jameson Winston up there. But you know what?
Yeah.
You got to give them credit. They win every year. And who knows? Maybe they feel they have something in Dwayne Haskins that they can fix and turn him into a real, buy low, high expectation type, high results type player. And also, one of the original members of the I-95 Sports Network back when we were just a radio show, my boy Tommy Serino, who
so Tommy,
he's been fighting his own battle there. So I'm glad he's home now and feeling better. But he might still be a Patriots insider. So we're hoping to get him back in the air soon once he gets home and acclimated to his new environment. But Tommy, yeah, we did mention the Patriots. Haha.
Hey, they signed Cam for another year. He's still got. I think he still has a little bit of gas in his tank. He didn't look too good last year. I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen, with their retirement, Edelman and stuff like that, and all the new additions they got. But they got those tight ends. I mean, they spent a lot of money on them tight ends, and they're trying to give him some weapons. So we'll see how that's gonna go.
Well, it's obvious they're going back to, unfortunately, I don't have to mention his name, Hernandez and and which don't forget those 2 years when those two guys were at the top of their game, they were pretty
dominating.
Yeah,
they were dominating, absolutely. And by the way, before when I got a little confused on who I was talking about the draft, I was talking about Jadeveon Clowney, which we're going to talk about being signed by the Browns, and that's going to be scary too because they got Myles Garrett on the other side. So that defensive line is going to be a little scary to see both of them guys coming at the QBs, man. But that's why I got started. I forgot his name. I drew a blank. That's why Dwayne said, "Come on, guys." But that's exactly what I was trying to refer to. So it's crazy how things just pop up. I guess I'm getting old. You know what I mean? But come back to me real quick.
All time, no worries. And by the way, speaking of AFC North, real quick, the Cincinnati Bengals have a really tough choice for their first round draft pick. Do they go for the big tackle from Oregon to protect Joe Burrow, or do you team him with his old teammate from LSU to create like that dynamic of a top flight quarterback with top flight receiver? That's a tough choice to make for them because that that league is gonna be, like I said, that league is going to be the Browns are creeping up. The Browns are jinxed, Jets are, but the Browns are creeping up.
Yeah, I mean they did pretty good last night. I mean, last year, last game of the season when they play your hey Brian, he passed his physical with his knee, so we'll see how that goes. He said he will last 8 weeks with him. Which I hear what he's saying, but getting back to Pittsburgh and the Browns, I know that last game of the season, I thought Browns were going to win. I kind of called it, being that half the starters were gone. But then when they came back and played in that first round, uh, uh, it was like Ben made that mistake with the snap, not catching that snap, and it was just downhill from there. It seemed like, overall the Browns were like a better team. I mean, I know the football gods weren't with Pittsburgh that game, but you could sense.
I haven't said much about that game all off season. To me, as a Steelers fan, it just kind of seemed like they were caught napping. They were caught looking ahead. They assumed after beating the Browns, not the previous week, obviously, but that was a close game in the end. But they assumed by dominating the Browns for years that, okay, it's the Browns. Because, hey, don't forget, when people forget about that game, Pittsburgh made a pretty damn serious comeback in the second half.
Yeah.
But,
they started
too late.
Yeah. And I kind of got the feeling like, here goes the old Browns of back in the days, finding a way to lose it. But what's up, Kurt? How you doing? Thanks for joining us. Kurt Valenti from the K&K Show, joining in and chiming in.
Kurt was not visible today. I don't know.
What was that?
He wasn't visible. He was doing the show behind, he was like Charlie's Angels. He was Charlie. He was like the guy. You heard his voice. You heard his voice talking to everybody, giving instructions and stuff, but he wasn't seen.
That's some good stuff, man. Well, anyway, Bobby, let's get into some news, man. As you know, we're gonna start talking a little bit of NFL news because we're already through the halfway point of the show. One thing we could bring up is retirement of Julian Edelman on his retirement, and after 12 seasons, he called it quits. What's your opinion on that?
Yeah, I mean, you saw probably the last. Real quick, my Tommy just mentioned real quick. He thinks that Cam, the COVID really, Cam didn't play well the first couple of weeks, and he's alluding to the fact that maybe the COVID situation sapped Cam Newton a lot of his talent last year. But we'll see what happens. Yeah. Getting back to Julian Edelman, he wasn't himself the past 2 years, right?
Yeah,
he was pretty beat up. Question with Julian Edelman, and he was fun to watch. He was, it's funny how they get the Wes Welkers, then it went right to Julian Edelman, and
they're similar players. They're similar players out the slot. So I can see the comparison.
They got the guy in Tampa now, Scotty Miller. They find these little guys now, right?
It's like Cole Beasley with the Bills.
Cole Beasley, exactly. The question being for Julian Edelman, is he a Hall of Fame player?
I don't know, man. He went to 3 Super Bowls. His numbers were impressive. He went 11 seasons, 12 seasons. He had 7,200 plus yards, 36 touchdowns. He didn't make a Pro Bowl. So my thing is, for example, one of my favorite players is Eric Moulds from the Buffalo Bills. Granted, he didn't make it any Super Bowls or anything, but I mean, he played 12 seasons just like Julian Edelman. He had more yardage, and he had 10,000 yards in comparison to Julian Edelman, 7,200. He had 55 touchdowns in comparison to the 36 touchdowns. He had 3 Pro Bowls. Now, to me, that's a person that's more, numbers wise, would be more eligible for the Hall of Fame. But being that Edelman won 3 Super Bowls, it's more of a popularity. To me, it seems like it's more of a popularity contest, because if you really do go with the numbers, I think Eric Moulds had better numbers than Julian Edelman. He don't get no love. That's my opinion, though.
That's his first scenario. Scotty Miller, unfortunately, gets hurt early, maybe mid to late in the preseason during the training camp, right? And all of a sudden, Edelman feels better. Does he come back and does a Gronk and goes and plays a Brady season?
I don't know. They were together, for so long and had such a good chemistry. I mean, you would think, and Will agrees with me real quick before I get back to the comment. If he gets in because of the Super Bowls, he's a beast, but shouldn't get in. I kind of agree he's going to get in. If he gets in, it's because of the Super Bowls. That's my point being about in comparison with Eric Moulds. Now, getting back to your question there, How do you think he felt when, Gronk went over to Tampa, when Brady went over to Tampa, and he's stuck, in New England? There's probably some. Do you think there's any animosity there? I don't know. Do you think, like you said, if Scotty Miller gets hurt, do you think Brady will pick up the phone and say, "Hey, man, we got a good thing going on here. We got all our starters back. You want to come on and join us again, get another ring? Let's get it and see how he reacts." I mean, it's going to be it's yet to see. But hey, Scotty Miller might not get hurt. That we're just throwing that out there. But the kid is good too. I mean, I don't think it's a step.
I'm saying you have to think the only way he ever comes back is to play with Brady that one more time. That's it.
That's the only thing I would see. And a lot of my friends down here in Florida that are Tampa fans. I have a coach that coached my son in high school football. He's a diehard Tampa Bay. He kept telling me, watch the Tampa Bay Bucks. He's and I was like, Brady's washed up. But I was just hating on Brady, to be honest with you, because he whipped our butt so many years in the AFC East that, if finally this year, I'm like, you know what? I had kind of like fess up and be like, he is a great quarterback. He's a GOAT. You know what I'm saying? I can't, when the truth is right in front of you, you can't deny it. And the way he played, last season, and the way he played in the Super Bowl, man, it kind of, it's like, yeah, I'm glad he's not in the AFC East anymore. But at the same time, I'm not gonna even lie to you. Me and Will talked about it off the air. Like, if we do get past the Kansas City Chiefs, and because Tampa Bay had already beat Green Bay, it was kind of like a weird feeling. Like, oh no, if we beat the Chiefs, we got to see Tom Brady again in the Super Bowl. And is it going to be another letdown, another heartbreak by Tom Brady, or is it the time for the Bills to redeem themselves? But I'm kind of, it's over with. We didn't do it, but it's coulda, shoulda, woulda. But it would have been a great scenario to see what would have happened.
I think you guys are on the same trajectory as the Giants in the mid '80s. You made the playoffs, didn't do well, upset loss to I believe it was Houston, right? 2 years ago.
Yep. And by the way, they just released, right now that we're talking about that, before I forget, because I'm getting old. The NFL finally said that they did make a mistake on that Cody Ford block that cost us pretty much the game. Right? All the Buffalo Bills fans that remember that Houston game when Cody Ford came and basically didn't even crack block. He just came and kind of ran into him. They called it as an illegal block. The NFL recanted and say they did make the wrong call. But that's 2 years ago. I don't want to hear that crap now. You know what I mean? Why do you even bring it up now? Now it gets me even more pissed off of what happened.
Unbelievable. Well, I'll tell you, if you're a Buffalo Bills fan, like I know a lot of you and a lot of Will and your listeners are, I think you're in pretty good shape. Like I said, you're going to take the same trajectory the Giants did in the mid to late '80s, and I think you guys have it this year. We'll see what happens. It's way early, obviously. And what's going to help you guys is, again, New England, if they get a quarterback in the draft, watch out.
Yeah.
But the Jets are going to have a young quarterback. There's no way Zach Wilson comes in and does anything. He's got to prove himself first. I'm not a fan like that. Like I said, should have kept Sam Darnold. And I don't think Tua is the guy either. And you know what? Tua's not going to have Fitzmagic to come in relief anymore.
No, absolutely not.
Draft picks as the Dolphins have, they saw the same damn quarterback behind the center, and I don't think he's
not the answer.
Not the answer.
I agree with you, Bobby. I mean, they're gonna have a lot of new quarterbacks. If Cam stays one more year and he gels with these tight ends and gets familiar better with the offense, they're gonna get a lot of guys from on the defensive side that opted out last year. So their defense is gonna be upgrade. If they're in play shape. Just like us, we have Starlu Tulele that opted out, which is our big defensive tackle. He's coming back, which is going to be an upgrade at defensive tackle, which we needed. I said, me and Will talked about upgrading the defensive tackle to stop the run. But if he comes back, the only question I have about him is he going to be in game shape? So he's got to put in work. But getting back to New England Patriots, they're going to get a lot of guys that opted out last year, coming back this year. And if Cam is on point, he'll do good. The Jets, I think, if they do get one of these phenom quarterbacks on their first pick, it's still too early to tell. It's you're throwing a rookie into the wolves right away. I mean, the Bills are established. They're the front runners in the AFCs, in my opinion. I think this year is going to be a tighter year in the AFCs, but at the same time, I think we will win the AFCs. But I think we're going to split a couple games probably with New England and maybe the Jets. Maybe the Jets. We'll probably lose one game each to each team. In other words, one to New England, one to Miami, one to the Jets. I believe we could split with them. Just depends how bad the Jets quarterback is or how good he is. To be honest with you, but that's my opinion.
I think my point was, I don't think it matters this year. If it's not Sam Darnold behind center for the Jets, it's not going to matter. There's no way a rookie's going to come in. Big Bird, Zach Wilson,
make an impact.
Fields, Mac Jones. No one's going to come into the Jets this year and make them a playoff team. They might show improvement, but they're not going from where they were to 9-7 in a wild card. No way. Yeah. With Sam Darnold, without him,
What's the kid from San Diego? What's his name? I forget his name. That quarterback. He's a freak. He was freaking awesome.
Yeah, and he couldn't do it.
And he couldn't do it exactly. And Will just said going back to about Cody Ford's. He should get his money. He did get fined, so he should get his money back. All right, we're moving along. We're gonna get into a little bit of Buffalo Bills. Well, we're gonna mix it up a little bit. A little NFL, a little Buffalo Bills. The Bills this year, we were talking about it last week about the jersey number changes. I don't know about other teams. I don't know with your team, Bobby, with the Steelers, if you know anybody that changed their jersey number or anything like that. But this year, Stephon Diggs was asked if he was going to change his number. And I was like, man, I just got me a Stephon Diggs jersey. I wore it last week, and I cracked the beer in celebration because he said he wasn't going to change his number because, quote unquote, all these hard-working people paid a lot of money for my jersey, so he didn't want to change the number, which was cool because I got a new jersey. But getting back to the number changes, the following guys changed their numbers. We got the punter. Well, some of them are new players that, through free agency. The punter, Matt Hack, is going to be number 3. Mitchell Trubisky, that came from Chicago, the quarterback, he changed his number to number 8 from number 10. Number 10 is wide receiver Emmanuel Sanders that came over from the Saints, which is a great signing. We'll talk about him later. Number 18, wide receiver Brandon Powell. Number 22 for running back Matt Breida. Number 50 for linebacker Terrell Adams. Number 52, linebacker Markel Lee. Number 68, offensive lineman Bobby Hart, which we signed last week. Number 77, offensive lineman Jamil Douglas. Number 80, tight end Jacob Hollister, which played with Josh in college. I don't know. We were talking about the gelling. Remember bringing back players from college. So I think that's a great signing because they did well together. It's that chemistry. And number 93, defensive end Ife Obata got number 93. Number 4 is for the veteran change numbers. In other words, the veterans just changed the numbers. And number 4 is quarterback Jake Fromm. Number 15, wide receiver Jake Kumaro. Number 28, running back Antonio Williams. That's another running back I was going to mention with the other trio we were talking about. This kid came alive. He played one game, I believe it was against Miami, and he just kept falling forward. He's one of them running backs that, it's kind of like Marshawn Lynch. When he ran forward, he just got popped, but somehow managed to get that extra forward fall. He's that type of runner. I really like this kid, Antonio Williams, a strong, bulky running back. He changed his number to number 28. Number 64, offensive lineman Jordan Devy. Number 74, Cody Ford. We just talked about him. Number 81, Reggie Gilliam, tight end. And he's more of a fullback for us. And number 90, defensive tackle Brandon Bryant. So those are the number changes. A lot of, like in high school when you played and stuff, the 20s and the 30s running back and 40s and 50s. So they changed it up. Like Diggs was talking about being number 1 or number 7 if he was to change his number, but he's wound up sticking to number 14, which is cool. But there it is. Those are the numbers for the guys' jerseys this year. So it's going to be a little bit different, but it's going to be a little bit weird, but we're just going to get used to it.
Well, I believe the NFL is about to make another rule change opening up more numbers for the offense, like the receivers, tight ends, and running backs. Because I was reading last week for the Giants, and they had mentioned that they had all the number assignments except for Kyle Rudolph, which I love that signing, by the way. But he didn't pick a number yet because I think he was waiting for potentially this new rule to come into effect, because he wore, like, if I'm not mistaken, I could be totally wrong here, but he wore number 8 in college at Notre Dame. So maybe he might want to wear the same number when and if it comes open to him to choose from. So
that's cool. That's cool. Hey, moving along to Aaron Donald got in some trouble. According this week, he got into a fight, so he might be facing charges. I don't know if you read anything about that. He got into like a little melee where a guy kind of bumped into him, and you don't want to mess with a guy like Aaron Donald. So I guess they got into a little melee. He tore the guy's, busted him up pretty good, hurt his arm. So I think he's facing charges, and we'll see what the league's going to do with that. I'll keep you guys posted on what happens with that. You hear anything about that?
No, but I'm just thinking to myself, unless you're fighting the Mayans or Sons of Anarchy, is fighting Aaron Donald in a fight. I mean, who's going to say, yeah, I'll take the big guy?
Maybe what happened is he saw one of our shows and drank one of those beers, drank 4 or 5 of them, and was felt invincible or something, and decided that's the only way you would approach a man like Aaron Donald. That dude's a monster. He's a beast. Exactly. I mean, if I ran into him and bumped into him and he said, hey, I'd be like, hey, man, I'm sorry. Hey, let me clean your shoes. Let me do whatever. I'm not going to mess with that, man. He's huge.
Exactly. That surprises me.
But we'll keep you posted. Huh?
Any thoughts or any what are your thoughts on the whole Deshaun Watson situation?
And according to the news today, another, 1 or 2 of them had dropped off, and I guess another woman filed charges, a newer one. So now it's back up to 23. Me and Buffalo Will talked about it. It's no matter what happens, it's still not going to be a good look. Hopefully, I mean, if it's 1 or 2 cases that he could defend, people want to make money. I understand, people do crazy say crazy things, but when it comes up to 22, 23, I think it was at one time up to 38, I believe, accusations. I mean, that's a lot of people to blame me for something like that. I hope, the truth will come out. The truth will come out, but it's not looking good. It's not looking good. I mean, and then some of the women that are filing complaints are actually giving graphic details of what happened, what transpired for them to accuse him of. You know what I mean? They're saying real crazy stuff, and it's going to be, unfortunately. Fortunately, he's innocent to proven guilty. So we're going to see how that plays out. But a lot of people are saying that he was trying to pay some of them off, which is really not a good look either. But if you want to just put that chapter behind your life, I guess you pay. Like what happened with Michael Jackson paying. I don't know. I'm really torn about it, to be honest with you. I'm just waiting on more details to come out.
The one thing that kind of perplexes me a little bit, which hasn't been said, and maybe it could be a good thing or bad thing, I'm not sure how to take it, but there's no word of an actual real life girlfriend, right? So maybe this guy is single. Yeah, I'm not defending him. I'm not.
Yeah.
Girls are wrong. I'm not saying I'm saying I'm thinking out loud here. Maybe he has all this money, hasn't found a girlfriend yet. He's a young 20-something, good-looking guy. He wants to get a little, and he chose the wrong path to do it, obviously.
Yeah.
You don't see any girlfriend or wife saying, well, he should. No one's coming up and saying that. So maybe he's a single guy on the road with money, and hey, I DJ in a gentleman's club. That's what guys do sometimes,
Yeah, no, I agree with you, but you're when
right.
You see 23, 24 people, it's like a pattern. It's kind of like
you're right.
Now you get into some other different stuff.
It would have to be a total announcement of fabrication and conspiracy.
Yeah.
But
23 of them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And
same attorney. That's a little weird though.
Yeah, that is a little weird. But at the same time, I'm not condoning anything. If there's probably there's probably a couple women that were violated or whatever happened and were quiet about it and saw some of these women come forward, which they come forward also, gave them the strength to come forward. But we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. It's not looking good for sure. You know, his days numbered over there in Houston because, they picked up another quarterback. We'll see how it goes, man. I don't know. It's just such an ugly situation all around.
You know what? What kind of stinks too is that I don't know if you remember this from when he first was a rookie in the league. Remember back in the day, because you're in Florida now. Remember Warwick Dunn? One of his things he did and still does was build houses for low income families.
Yep.
One of the houses he built was for Deshaun and his mom.
Oh, I did not know that. Wow.
They were recipients of one of those houses that he built through his foundation. So you just know he was always seemed to be a good guy. It just seems so out of place and out of character. But
out of character. Yeah, I mean, the truth will come out. The truth will come out. So we'll see how it goes. We'll keep you guys posted on what's going on with that. Another thing, real quick, because we're running short. Marv Levy, ex-coach of the Buffalo Bills that took us to 4 Super Bowls, was inducted to the Hall of Fame in the Canadian League. And shout outs to him. Congratulations. He won 2 Grey Cups over there while he was there. Took the Buffalo Bills to 4 Super Bowls. Unfortunately, he didn't win them, but it's still a feat that I don't think any NFL team has accomplished, going to the Super Bowl 4 years in a row. And we were also close with your Giants, also close with the wide right. But shout outs to Marv Levy, a great guy, great coach. Love that dude, man. They should have named the stadium Marv Levy Stadium if it was up to me.
Give me the Giants, but you guys at least should have beaten the Redskins or Cowboys.
Yeah, they blew us out. But hey, you see, you bringing me back to memory lane. Nah, let's not even go there. More news coming up that we got going on is the Bills were talking about having a full stadium for the home games, and the stipulation was if you get your COVID shot. So this is something me and you talked about before the show, and it's probably kind of like a touchy subject to a lot of our listeners. But I'm not by no means trying to be political or anything like that, or try to divide any of us. I mean, if that's a good thing for them, I guess. Me personally, I haven't got any shots yet. I'm just waiting to see how it plays out. Bobby, I don't know what your opinion is on that, but I think Cuomo actually. What was that?
I'm waiting for the nasal spray.
Okay, yeah, I'm just waiting a little bit to see what goes down and make sure everything's proper. To me, I think it's just, I'm not a scientist, but to me, it's kind of like it was kind of a little too quick for me. I'm just waiting. I might be dumb, but hey, I'm gonna wait a little while and see what happens. But hey, for those that get the COVID shot, you probably be able to go see a home Bills game. I think Cuomo doubled down on that and said there's going to be some changes because that was the county that said that. And the state ultimately has to sign off on it. So that's going to be pending. I'll keep you guys posted and informed on what that decision is. But as for now, they were saying that if you have your COVID shot, you'll be able to attend the home game.
It just seems like the only thing. Again, I'm with, and I don't want to sound political or anything or an agenda, but it just seems like now they're going to be using the fact that for those who choose not to get a shot, period, or those who are waiting or whatever, it just seems like they're going to be adding these little you can go to a concert, but with a shot. You can go to a football game and sit with your fellow fans and party up everything, but with a shot. It seems like they're going to use that. It almost seems like they're going to use that as a crutch to help get people to do something. And the one thing I hated from the beginning about the whole vaccination thing, whether it be COVID or not, is who's one of the biggest people behind that? Bill Gates. Bill Gates can get his own computers rid of viruses. He's going to take care of
You get it political now. You get it political now, Bobby. Now we're talking about people that have openly spoken about population control. But hey, me and you will have to get Trevor's, our friend Trevor from high school, and talk about conspiracy theories. We could do a show on that. But listen,
that's my Bill Gates show because he wants to fix the world, but he can't fix his own computers.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. But coming on Buffalo Will's comment, Poyer's girl wasn't happy about it. I was ready to touch on that. Rachel Bush, which is Jordan Poyer's girlfriend, was highly upset about it. Like, oh wow, I go to see my husband all the time. Now I'm going to be, mandatorily vaccinated. She doesn't approve of it. She's against it. So you're going to get through situations like that. But I love Rachel Bush. I love that she interacts with the fans and say how she feels. But she's kind of sort of like getting to the point of what's the name from the Chiefs' wife, the quarterback, Mahomes' wife. Like she always gets mad and always posts and then gets, it makes you not like it's like controversial and stuff. Just I don't know. What do you think about that? I mean, I know she said her opinion. Is it a rightful opinion? Everybody's entitled to their opinion, but it kind of opens up animosity. But then again, it opens up a discussion on people that actually feel like her. Like, hey, why should I get a shot to go to a game? And it's just crazy dynamic. I mean, if you would have thought we would be having this conversation 10 years ago, we would have never even thought about it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like it's weird.
No, I'm with you, but let's see what happens. Let's to me, like this whole thing with the Johnson and Johnson is the exact reason why I want to wait a little bit longer. Let them get the right ingredients, whatever they use.
Absolutely, absolutely. You just enlightened me today. I didn't even know they was going to come out with a nasal spray. I didn't even know about that. I guess that's how far out of touch I am. But when you were talking about the Johnson Johnson, there were some people that actually had some blood clots because of it. So I mean, that's the only reason why I'm like you. I think there weren't that many clinical trials to get enough data for in terms of see the effects of what it might have. So that's the only reason I'm holding out. I eventually, for those people that say I'm stupid or whatever, I eventually wind up getting it. I'm not saying that I'm not going to get it. I'm just waiting to see a little bit longer and see how things, how the data gets collected with all this first wave of people that are getting it.
Real quick, another gem from the pharmaceutical world. Did you know that Viagra was originally meant for hair loss?
Oh man!
And then they found the other something a lot better and made them a lot wealthier.
So you get two things. You get a hard on and a head full of hair.
Testing is the one thing, and then the other thing.
You get the other. Hey, for sure. And the last thing. Hey, Will Cologne also said, Buffalo Will said that he agrees with Rachel Bush. If you test negative, you should be able to go to the game. I kind of agree. If you get the quick test, they do in 15 minutes now. If you could bring your results and say you're negative, just like they did with the previous, this season, people had to come and show the negative results. I kind of agree with that. A person like me that's on the fence of getting the vaccine, I should be able to have the option like, hey, man, I'm negative. Let me wear the mask. Let me get in.
Give me a free rapid test, because I'm not sure how it is by you down there, but I could be wrong also, but I've heard that the rapid test, you got to pay for it. If you really want to get rid of this virus, and somebody wants a rapid test, it should be free. Because
we got a couple places down here. Both of my sons had to get tested. One of my sons is a car salesman, so he deals with a lot of people. My other son's an electrician. He deals with a lot of people. So, they've gotten like little flu symptoms, so they go right away, and it's free. You got to go a couple towns down, but I think it's like a 15-minute result, and then they email you the results. So if you could find a place like that, I don't know what it is in the state of New York, where you can get a rapid test, that would be awesome.
You know what?
Wear a mask.
Make it $10. Make it something affordable and quick.
Yeah.
So try to control what's going on, but let the people who are on the fence yet, if you want to go to a movie, a concert, a sporting event, we shouldn't be held back because of anyone's belief.
Absolutely. And we're not endorsing taking the vaccine or not taking it. Exactly. We're just giving our opinions. Exactly. Like I said, I'm eventually going to get it. Once all the data is a little bit more comfortable for me. That doesn't mean it necessarily is for anybody else. But I agree with Will. Go take a rapid test, come back, show you negative results, come in the game with a mask. And hey, You're protecting yourself. You're protecting everybody. Will Cologne said Listerine was meant to clean floors. I don't know where that comment is, but I don't know if it's term of what do you get out of that?
Well, just that chemicals and stuff is, which pharmaceuticals is a big part of.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You never know what's going to come out of that. And as far as the COVID shot myself, I'm a big blubbering baby when it comes to shots. So nasal
my
spray.
mom, my mom actually got the shot, the two shot. I think it's the Pfizer shot. She got one, and then 1 month afterwards, and she was really sick on the second one for like 2-3 days. She got really like sick. So I'm like, that's another reason why I'm like scared to death. But hey, I'll eventually get it. But hey, real quick, we're coming on the 1 hour mark. Last thing, well, we mentioned before, Jadeveon Clowney signing with the Browns for $10 million. He's going to be up beside Myles Garrett. Keep an eye on that team. I think they were doing pretty good last year. They did pretty well last year, and I think this is going to be a nightmare for opposing quarterbacks. I think it was a great move. I think that might push them up on the edge. I think they'll be a AFC contender next year. What about you, Bobby? What you think?
Yeah, like I said before, it definitely pushes them up a notch in the AFC North, no doubt. And that's I'm talking as a Steelers fan as well. Like I said, we got 1 year. We got 1 year to do something, and then we're going to the drawing board, so to speak.
Yeah, yeah.
But
so I know we're talking about Jadeveon Clowney, Myles Garrett. We spoke about Big Ben last year, and now getting signed this year. You said do you think he has 1 year? Seeing the end of the game, of that playoff game, the way he was hurt, the way, just like Stephon Diggs just watched the Chiefs celebrate at the end. I don't know if you've seen the picture of that. He was the last one going in the locker room. I mean, that sticks with a player. And to see Big Ben hurting like that, with his the center, I forgot the center's name that did the bot snap, that they've been together for so many years. To see them, Pouncey, yeah, that's right. Just to see them interact like that and the hurt, it's kind of like I think they might come back a little bit hungry. I mean, if he could stay together and do them little short passes the way he's doing, I think you guys would be good again.
If I'm not mistaken, I don't have the stats in front of me. I mentioned, that playoff game against Cleveland. They overlooked them, whatever.
Yeah.
But look at the stats Big Ben had that game. I think he had almost close to 100 yards passing. So
yeah, but then again, you get a Browns fan saying, well, he had no choice but to pass. A lot of that stuff was garbage passing. I mean, to be honest with you, they almost made a comeback. But he was forced to throw. It was kind of like, he's going to have to just chuck it now. So the numbers are going to be up there.
That's why I'll give my predictions and my thoughts over the next 2 weeks leading up to the NFL draft first round, which will be 2 weeks from tonight. I fully anticipate the Steelers, if it's not a quarterback falling down to them, they're getting one of those top running backs, whether it be Etienne or the guy from Alabama. They need him. They need him
because Connor's gone, right? James Connor's gone.
He's signed with the Cardinals. Yeah.
Yeah, it's another team we got to watch out. We'll have more information as it comes. There's going to be some crazy moves. 2 weeks from now, we're going to have. You want to talk about that? What we're going to do? Well,
yeah, I'm looking to do in 2 weeks is because unfortunately, I'm not saying unfortunately, our Thursdays on Blackjack TV and NFL Sports Network on Blackjack TV. We're going pretty much now from 4 o'clock to 10 o'clock, past 10 o'clock, with all live content. So that's by far our biggest day of live content so far. So rather than fighting and clawing on who should be on the air and who should not be on the air, I think I'm gonna put together one singular united show where we're all gonna be on all different person of NFL Sports Network on Blackjack TV, talking about the team, talking about their team, and talking about the draft itself. Just have a real good time doing it, and so be informative and entertaining as well.
So it's going to be unprecedented, first time ever happening. And hey, this draft class is going to be it's just going to be crazy, man. I mean, I don't know what to expect from the Buffalo Bills. Me and Will are going to have to dig deep and see what options we have. Last year, I think I hit on one of our picks, which was Isaiah Hodgins, actually two in our defensive end, AJ Epinesa. But this year, I have no clue, man. I'm shooting for an edge rusher and a cornerback. But hey, Bobby, thanks for joining us, man. Appreciate you, man. This is another edition of Viva Los Bills. Anything you want to shout out before we sign off?
Yeah, I'll be back on the air in 25 minutes. I'm also filling in for Danny Thompson tonight on Beyond the Buzzer. So I'll be
Awesome, man.
Break, make a cup of coffee, and then I'll be right back on the air again.
You were doing a triple shift tonight, huh?
Yeah, like I told you, right around the corner at Roosevelt Park, that little half court is now ready and functioning. So when you're up in Jersey, we'll get together a big reunion game from all the Elmo Park guys.
That'll be great. That'll be great, man. Looking forward to it. Hey, once again, thanks for joining us. Once again, Buffalo Will should be back next week. Next week we have a new beer to show and give our ratings, and we'll have we're gonna next topic for next show will be the #1 pick for every team. So we're gonna do all 32 teams, and as always, some more NFL news and some more Buffalo Bills news as it happens. So with that being said, Viva Los Bills, go Buffalo. Thank you, Bobby. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Viva Los Bills.
See you guys in 25 minutes.
Y'all.
The rest of you next week. Thanks.